Okay, let's try that again.
Testing? No
Testing.
testing. No testing.
No testing. This is not a test.
This is not a testing.
This is definitely not a test. Episode 3.
Ow!
Salt Spring Island, Ganges Harbor.
In the hizzy, getting busy.
We're with Space and William Brown.
Not feeling too dizzy.
We got some boats.
Beautiful boats.
Beautiful boats. Beautiful day here.
We are blessed to be alive.
Blessed to be alive. Okay, I'm gonna switch because I'm gonna talk about. No.
Oh. Do you remember?
No.
As I don't think you're gonna get there before it's gone.
No.
Unless you jump in,
No.
and then you might die.
Take 3.
Taking 3.
Taking 3.
Third time on the take.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. When has the government ever been allowed in your bedroom?
Dude, I am not using a glory hole for the record.
What is a glory hole for the record? Like, I've been celibate for 10 years and I read that and I'm like, what is that even? I wouldn't even know how to do it.
I'm not making love with a mask on, and I'm not using a glory hole, Teresa Tam, for the record.
Well, how does that make any sense? But then, well then, how come you get the medicine in your veins? If then shouldn't you have a mask over your vein? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Well,
Alright, this is not a test.
not a test.
Episode 6, take... Episode 6.
Six.
Episode 3, take...
6.
Take 6. We've had all kinds of calamity.
It's been fun.
Papers floating in the Ganges Harbor. But here we are, officially going.
Face to face, a couple of silver spoons.
A couple of silver spoons. We're here to talk about people. Sheeple.
Well, let's try to keep it on the nicey. And I get it because but
We want to be nice.
I want to be nice because I know not everybody has the same information.
Okay, what I want to do though, specifically here, people, is I'd like to do a little lesson in media manipulation.
Very nice.
Okay? I want to talk to people how the media manipulates the message, what they do. So this is the Driftwood newspaper, Salt Springs newspaper, so-called, in quotes, newspaper.
Yes.
Okay. So what we got here, we're going to go straight to the chase here. Okay, so rule breakers confound. I'm gonna just read this.
Please do.
Remember the good old days when we'd pile into the car and go on a road trip, cruising down the highway, windows down, tunes on the tape deck, and out of nowhere a Porsche or a jacked Mustang would blow by us as though we were parked? Remember that smug sensation a few miles later when we saw that same car pulled over and an officer of the law writing up a speeding ticket that would cost a day's pay? That speeding car put everyone else on the road in danger, and we have the statistics to prove it. Our response to drivers who put others in danger is to legislate speed limits and to punish the few who refuse to obey the law. Fast forward to 6 months ago, when coronavirus was new news and the term global pandemic was not fully understood. Warning cries from the few people who knew how serious our situation was were treated like Elvis sightings. My point is that while living with COVID-19 is a relatively new concept for us, living within the rules is not. We know absolutely that it is possible to decrease the spread of COVID-19 by following a few simple rules, namely staying home if possible, wearing a mask in public, maintaining a 2-meter distance from the nearest person, washing our hands, and not handling products we are not purchasing. We also know absolutely that ignoring these relatively simple rules can lead to outbreaks of infections, and that the coronavirus spreads quickly and easily in a dense crowd of people who aren't wearing masks. We know this is fact. It is not a matter of opinion. Follow the rules and the incidence of COVID-19 infection goes down. Ignore the rules and the infection rate goes up. And yet you can't go anywhere safely on this island. There is always some unmasked idiot in a hurry who will try to blast past you in the grocery lineup. In spite of the best efforts of the organizers, the Tuesday Farmers Market is impossible to navigate safely because 10% of the patrons refuse to wear a mask, and some are so stupid that they will actually walk right into you. The Saturday market is worse. All those signs saying stay home, shop alone, maintain a safe distance, they're there for a reason, you dolts. This isn't recreation. All that tape on the floor and chalk on the sidewalk, those are no trespassing signs. So wake up, you bloody fool, and back off. It seems we've gone as far as we're going to get with polite messages and kindness. One option is for most of us to avoid town and commerce as much as possible. But we cannot be fugitives in our own community because of the behavior of a few inconsiderate bullies. Or we can demand some protection from the agencies who make the rules, namely that they enforce them regardless of the cost, and that they penalize offenders as a means of recovering those costs. An abuser pay system like speeding tickets. I want my island back safely. So that's by Chris Dixon, who is the trustee of the waterworks, by the way.
What a joke.
And that, as you can see, that got quite a big spread on this page right next to the editorial, so it makes it all look very official and
and he's calling people names,
and he's calling people dolts and all kinds of fun names there. And his this is an opinion, it's a viewpoint, absolutely no facts in this. Absolutely zero other than
there's not one stated fact.
Yeah, other than name calling and shaming and all that stuff like that. So
what a bunch of bullshit.
Okay, so that's right.
We should be able to sue him for that.
That's right on the main page, so you can see the message is clear here that Driftwood supports this viewpoint. Right?
Yeah, it's right there in your face.
It's right there in your face. So then we got,
and on the next page you got people wearing masks.
People wearing masks, and Peggy Johnson says,
and the person that's written it wearing masks.
And Peggy Johnson says, how do you plan to enjoy the last weekend of the summer? And she says, I'll be isolating and watching television.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
that's
Peggy.
A good way to die.
Exactly. So then we flip the page here, and we have Sarah Thompson, pretty much buried here with tiny font.
Yeah.
And I'm actually surprised the Driftwood actually put this in, but I'm going to read this one from Sarah Thompson. Repel fear propaganda. And she says, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for the wonderful day I had while shopping in Ganges one day last week. I am so thankful to those of you who had kind smiles, were mask-free, and courageously were able to release the fear and pandemic propaganda that is unfortunately destroying humanity worldwide. Mm-hmm. I lived in Toronto during the H1N1 so-called pandemic. We were also hit with a slew of propaganda, warned of a second and third wave and promised salvation and a vaccine. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And yes, even the same players are behind it, even Dr. Bonnie Henry. The worst part of the whole experience was the fear, the lies, and the fact that according to globalresearch.ca and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website, one of the vaccines caused narcolepsy in over 100 children in Northern Europe, and one of the vaccines made many Canadians sick, notably killing one girl with no compensation as of today. Hopefully the wisdom of our Salt Spring community can continue to shine, and perhaps we could be one of the first Canadian communities to end the protocols, which I believe have proven to be much more damaging and unhealthy than any COVID-19 virus, which our immune systems are able to overcome, as the extremely high percentage of recovery proved to us.
Yes.
Let our wisdom and inner common sense triumph over corporate government agendas.
Ow!
But as you can see, that's buried with some small fonts.
How come she didn't call us names?
And
she said nice things about people.
so there's just a little breakdown of what the media does to manufacture consent. And we'll see what it does next week, because there was a COVID positive case in the Treehouse Cafe.
Yeah.
So will the headlines next week be COVID-19 hits the Treehouse Cafe?
Absolutely.
So will the headlines be fear-mongering next week? We'll see.
Of course it will.
But anyway.
And where do you think that came from?
What's that?
Well, does he even have it? Come on.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Like, this is no longer about a virus. It's about the police state.
Oh, yeah. It's about... people have to be very careful here. That it looks very much like we're going down a totalitarian path here.
Absolutely, brother.
And that's very concerning.
Well, the oligarchs are in control of everything.
Yeah.
They're controlling the narrative, and people are buying.
Exactly.
Why?
Well, as we just saw, the media has been controlling the narrative.
Yeah. But you got to be able to see through that with everything. The government, the media, the healthcare. Like, all of these people are in collusion.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do people have the tools, though? Do people, know... They just seem to, take whatever the media gives them, and they believe it 100%.
Well, my mom's in that boat.
Yeah.
It's because she doesn't have the internet. She's 77, and she doesn't have access to other information. All she has is the television.
Yeah.
But every time I talk to her, I talk her out of it.
Yeah.
But she's in fear when we start our conversation.
Oh, for sure.
But that's because that's all she's been bombarded with for 48 hours
since
I talked to her last.
Yeah, yeah. So it's brainwashing, it's propaganda.
Yeah,
on the highest
poison.
level. It's the highest level right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's sick.
And
this is Agenda 21, man. They want to go down to 500 million people.
Yeah.
We have 7.5 billion. That means 7 billion of us are in the way.
Yeah.
So if you think that by colluding with these people that you're guaranteed a spot, think again, man.
Yeah. No.
They don't make friends.
Oh, yeah.
They make money.
A lot of Africans are going to die soon.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people from India are going to die soon.
Mm-hmm.
South Americans.
They're going to try and give the virus to the black community and the native community first. Or not the virus.
Oh, yeah.
The vaccine.
The vaccine.
The vaccine. And the frontline healthcare workers, of course.
Yeah.
Bullshit. It took 20 years on average to develop a vaccine. And the fastest they've ever put one together is 7. And now all of a sudden...
Yeah.
They're going to pull something together in 6 months.
Well, I mean, the theory for me then is obviously, if this has been planned, then they've been able to work on this vaccine for a while, right?
Oh, they've been poisoning it together for a very long time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what's really impressive is all of the incredible people that are stepping up with information, man.
Oh, a huge amount.
And they had almost 3 million people protesting in Germany.
Yeah, Germany's been great. London was great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are, Robert Kennedy Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
Rocco Galati, the lawyer.
The Republic of Canada started in 2 cities.
Yep.
And now it's in 96.
Oh, wow.
That's how fast that spread.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get
we need to get on that.
Citizens Assembly to see what we can do there.
That's what it's all about, bringing the people together. We got to get past the fear. Because like we just said while we were sitting here, what's different?
Yeah, nothing. In reality, there's 0 deaths on Salt Spring. There's no body bags.
There's nothing different. The only thing that's different is half the people are wearing these stupid masks.
Yeah, for no reason, and then they get mad at you if you're not. And you're like, why would I wear a mask? It doesn't work, and there's 0 deaths on the island.
Yeah, and it makes you sick. That's the whole point of it, is it's supposed to kill your immune system so that you get their pretend cold when they crank up the 5G.
Yeah. And
if you got a smart meter, you're going to get cooked.
Yeah. And people think, well, we're just like angry about the mask. No, we're not. It's just not about. If it was just about the mask, this is a lovely situation.
No big deal. No big deal.
The mask is just the very tip of the iceberg of what's happening here.
What's psychological warfare on our children, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Like, you got children scared of their environment. I watch kids in that park trying to play together. You can't play with a mask on.
No, you can't.
You can't laugh. You can't. They scream.
Yeah.
They jump. It's like.
And we should be charging murder on people for killing the elderly.
Absolutely, man.
They were killing the elderly. This is why.
This is murder. It's genocide.
This is murder. They packed everyone in together.
And they're still doing it.
And, coronavirus, as with most respiratory illness viruses, it is a spray. It is an aerosol that comes out of us. But you pack in everyone into a nursing home that has a bunch of comorbidities to begin with that are old.
Oh, yeah.
You pack them in there with people that have a respiratory illness. They're just putting out their spraying, their mist, the aerosols going around, and everyone's just getting sick.
Absolutely.
Within that. And that's why it's spiked.
Totally.
Coronavirus is no different from any other influenza. It's on the same level of sicknesses we get during the winter.
Absolutely.
Throughout the history of humans. The only difference is we spiked it.
Yeah.
Humans did.
Well, they spiked the numbers.
They spiked the numbers, they've manipulated the numbers, and they killed off a lot of the elderly.
Of course they did.
So people should be
pissed off.
People should be mad about this, yeah, but until people start altering their perspective, until they start seeing that the government doesn't care about you, Bill Gates doesn't care about you, Theresa Tam doesn't care about you. No. They're all bought and paid off.
By China, man. We're owned by China. We've been sold. The crime minister, Trudeau, has sold us out to China. Like, Theresa Tam, the decisions that she's telling people about using glory holes and wearing masks while having sex, that's socialist stuff. Oh, yeah. That's communist stuff.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
That's how you brainwash people.
I mean, it would be beautiful if people can somehow switch this around, switch their perspective around, and see all the lies.
Yeah.
Because the government's doubled down on this, right?
Amen.
There's no turning back for them.
No,
So,
they're all in.
So if they get busted,
they're all in.
If they get exposed,
it's over.
People are going to just be shattered completely, and be like, if this coronavirus gets exposed, it's going to be world altering.
Absolutely, brother.
So that'll be amazing because people will then see
see through the veil.
And they'll see what all these government people were up to and all the corporate elite. And you won't be able to view them ever the same.
No.
You won't be able to view government for the people, by the people. That is, if you can see through this veil, everything is going to be shattered.
Absolutely.
So, and if that gets shattered, then we can really transform this world into a better place.
We're going to. Well, I'll tell you right now, since the 6 months of this, I have messaged Adam Olsen and Elizabeth May at least 25 times each, and I've never gotten anything that wasn't an auto response.
No, because I tell you, I got that letter because I voted for May last time, and then you get a newsletter, right? And on the cover of this month's news, or this
I saw
newsletter,
it was all
she's in a green mask and green gloves at Parliament Hill. And once I saw that, I was like, "You're bought."
Totally,
you're bought. Adam Olsen, you're bought.
Absolutely, 100%.
So you're not helping us in this matter. So I have no faith in any politicians at all.
How come they haven't told us how to increase our immunity?
Yeah.
We've had 6 months. And did you see the last thing that Elizabeth May sent out?
No.
It was it was the most fucked up document I've ever seen. It was a 1 page, but it had like 6 different pages on it, and they were all in different directions. And you couldn't straighten them out. It was so fucked, and I'm like, this is what you've done for 6 months. And it was useless. All of it was useless. So yeah, she's fully on the tit.
Yeah, well, I know. And it's disappointing. Like, people should be very disappointed.
Super disappointed. She's supposed to be the fucking one that's on the other side looking in.
Supposed to be a watchdog.
Yeah.
You know?
And she's right in there.
She's right in there. See, this is what happens. They got a little bit of power.
Yeah.
And now they want to hang on to that. They don't want to lose it. They don't want to jeopardize
it's
it.
the grease. They're getting the grease.
So, unfortunately, they can't be trusted.
I think on our island, brother, there's a whole bunch of ex-government employees that are here living off the fucking tit because they're getting their fat paychecks every month.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And so they want to shut us down.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, okay, I gotta go to the washroom.
I love you. Peace.